It is 9:46, and it's Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on WCCS, AM 1160 and FM 101.1. And he is Al Lockard. Coming up, a very big event this weekend for runners. The Indiana First Bank Veterans Marathon is going to be taking place on the Ghost Town Trail, and he's here to tell us all about it. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so it's a marathon that is the Veterans Marathon. That's one aspect of what we want to talk about this morning. There's a half marathon involved.
That's correct.
And it's a qualifier for the Boston Marathon.
It is a qualifier for the Boston Marathon. In fact, it's the only marathon in Indiana County right now. Mm-hmm. So it's a special event. The proceeds from this, 100% of the proceeds, go to support area veterans within the within Indiana County. So there's the Indiana Veterans Relief Fund, and over the last 5 years, this race has generated over $75,000 for area veterans. Our goal this year is to hit 100,000. We'll see what happens.
That is the most important aspect of the entire event, is
yes.
support for veterans.
Yeah.
And I know that among the Indiana County veterans, there's a very healthy running community, isn't there?
Absolutely. In fact, we have partnered up with the Indiana Roadrunner Club. They are one of the supporters of this event, along with our title sponsor, which is the Indiana First Bank. Mm-hmm. Between the two of them, we've also brought in an organization called RWB, which is Red, White, and Blue. Mm-hmm. That is a national organization that supports area veterans. But we will have probably somewhere in the neighborhood of we've got over 300 competitors, and of those 300 competitors, we'll probably have well over 100 of those will be veterans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And for folks, any of the 5Ks that are run for charitable causes, practically every single one of them has somebody from Team Red, White, and Blue running and holding the American flag as they run the race.
Absolutely. I've done it myself several times.
Yeah, an amazing thing and a great organization. So the event itself is on Sunday.
It is, November the 5th. We'll be starting with early registration. If you have not already registered, you can come in at 7 o'clock. We have special speakers coming in, and that will start the pre-race at 8:30. We have a kind of a neat start system because the IUP ROTC will be there to shoot the cannon off.
Oh, yeah.
And that begins the race, and everybody, they enjoy that. The first group of runners will be our marathon runners, and they will start at 9. And then our half marathon, they will start at 9:30.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, you said 300 people are registered already?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
and we're looking to hopefully hit somewhere in the neighborhood between 320 and 325 runners.
Now break that down for me in terms of how many are marathon runners, how many are halves.
Well, this is unique this year because traditionally what you have is during this time of the year you have more half marathoners than you do marathoners. But for some reason this year, the dynamic is that we've got slightly more marathoners, right around the number of about 155, and fewer half marathoners. Mm-hmm. And we do have some relay teams. We have 5 relay teams that'll be involved also.
Mm-hmm. With that many people taking off, and the gathering point, the embarkation point is Sailor Park in Blacklick, correct?
Absolutely is, yep. That is the start point. Mm-hmm. Now we have a total of 10, what we refer to as aid stations. So they're spread out roughly at about every 2 miles. Mm-hmm. So the runners have an opportunity to take in water, Gatorade. There'll be some snacks there for them, because you got to stay hydrated, and you also have to stay fueled when you're running a race like this. We run through Heshman, and the turnaround point for the marathon folks will be located out just slightly past the Dilltown crossing. So they'll go out past Dilltown, turn around a little bit, and come back.
It's so many people love that trail. Sunday is not going to be a good day for them to be on that trail because there are going to be a lot of people running toward them.
You're right, and we've thought about that ahead of time. Mm-hmm. A gentleman by the name of Dick Gelati actually puts up signs across the trail about 2 weeks in advance, notifying anybody that, hey, this race is coming. You might want to pick a different day.
Sure.
So because you're right, it's a packed trail on that particular day.
Yeah, yeah. With that many runners on that trail, that's not a particularly wide trail. So getting that thing underway is going to be quite the challenge, a logistical challenge right off the bat.
Yeah, you know what? It seems to have worked out really well in years past. We've had anywhere between 250, 270 runners in the past, and it doesn't take long for them to spread out and find their, basically their pace.
Yeah.
So we'll have some super fast people, and we'll have some people that aren't quite so fast.
Mm-hmm. Being as you have that many people running, especially the marathon portion, that's an astounding number. They must be coming from far and wide.
Correct. We have 6 states represented right now. Wow. And in fact, unfortunately, we just found out 2 nights ago that the fellow that was coming from the furthest distance, he was coming from Estes Park, Colorado. Mm-hmm. He unfortunately injured himself during training, so he won't be here. But that would have been our 7th state represented. But right now, we've got 6 different states.
That's tremendous.
Yeah,
it really is. And the fact that it benefits veterans, I'm sure that many of the folks who will be running are running for that specific reason as well.
Oh, absolutely. The nice thing of this race is if you do early registration, the cost for a marathon, generally speaking, if you wanted to go run the Pittsburgh Marathon, it's about $135, $140. Mm-hmm. Some of them are much more than that. We charge $26.20.
Yeah.
So they have an opportunity then to round up and make donations. Mm-hmm. And the support from the community is just fantastic. We have 46 local sponsors for this race. And like to say, without saying, the big step up here is our title sponsor, which is Indiana First Bank.
Yeah, it's amazing how our banking community, all of them, are so willing to jump in front of a cause and to make sure that whatever is needed, they provide that for us. And we have such good people in leadership positions to make sure that that's happening. And our big salute to Indiana First Bank for making that happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. It takes more than just money to get something like this started. It takes a dedicated group of volunteers. I'm sure you have those as well.
We do. And, all the way from Tim and Jess and the staff at Indiana First Bank, we've got a collective group of people, as I mentioned before, the Indiana Roadrunner Club. They step up and just do a fantastic job. They help me with parking, they help me with putting out signs and preparing the race course. Mm-hmm. Every aid station that we have, and like I said, there's 10 of them total, every aid station is manned by different individuals throughout the community. United Cross Country team will be there. We've got H&R Block that will man one of the stations. Of course, Indiana First Bank will be manning some of the stations as well. It's just fantastic the amount of support we get from the community.
United has a pretty good cross-country team.
They do have. In fact, let's just say we wish them well on Saturday. They've got 3 individuals going to states on Saturday.
Yeah, the state cross-country meet is coming up on Saturday. Probably some of those folks will be coming back and helping out with this event.
They are. We've got 13 members of the United Cross-Country team that will be there supporting that aid station that day. So they're driving all the way to Harrisburg on Saturday, coming back just to support our event.
Amazing. And for a marathon, mostly cloudy and 64, just a 40% chance of rain in the morning hours. You're not asking for anything better than that either.
No way. That is absolutely fantastic weather for a marathon.
Yeah.
And keeping in mind this being a Boston qualifier, we talk about the course, and we call it 2 up and 2 down. It's a 2% gradient, positive gradient on the way up, and a 2% negative gradient on the way down. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking to get a positive or a good Boston qualifying time, this is the place to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could have held it. You're involved with Indiana Cross Country.
Yes.
You could have had it out at College Lodge and developed a marathon course right there.
I don't think the marathoners would be too happy with that. Yeah,
that's an amazing thing. Oh, but the running community through Indiana County is so strong. And this is an indicator of it, that so many people are coming here for this event. Yes, the Boston Marathon aspect of it is obviously going to be a draw to get people in to run the race. But the fact that they're coming here means that they hold this race in high regard here in Indiana County.
Oh, it's amazing the amount of return customers, if you will, that we have. And I just received a call last night from a gentleman in Georgia, said that he heard how supportive the community is of this particular race, as well as the fact that where the money goes. And he's looking to get a Boston qualifying time. And he said, I can't think of a better place to do it than Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous. So folks have been registering online up to now. Can they still do that?
They can't. We shut that down on the 28th.
Okay.
And what we do now is, if anybody's interested in running, what I would recommend you do is go to the Indiana Road Runners.com website. There you can download a paper application and bring it the morning of the 5th. And we ask that you show up early because everybody else will have already registered. And as long as we can get you registered early enough, we'll have no problem getting you in there.
Tremendous. And even if you're not doing the marathon, the half marathon is challenging enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of folks that come out again. They look to not Boston qualify, but what they're looking to do is set a PR, a new personal record on a course that is very beneficial to a runner. It definitely sways towards the benefit of the runner. And on average, we've seen people run in the 1:30s, which is just phenomenal for a half marathon, and some within the 2-hour range. So it's a good course. We invite everybody to come out, even if you're not running. Let me say that we've got a lot of vendors that will be there that day. We've got the Gingerbread Man. We've got Up and Running out of Evansburg that's coming. We have a lot of veteran support groups that are coming that day. Team RWB will have a tent there. Sheets is bringing a truck, and anytime you get a coffee from Sheets, if you make a donation, that money goes right back into the Veterans Marathon.
Amazing. Great effort. So well organized. Al Lockard, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. And we'll look forward to the results of that on Sunday morning.
Great. Thank you.
Or, I guess Monday morning, because the race is Saturday. Have a wonderful day today. We appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having us.
It is Indiana in the Morning, presented as always by First Commonwealth Bank. It's WCCS AM 1160, FM 101.1. Tomorrow on the program, Bob Pollock will be with us from the Extension Office, and Dave Janicek from downtown Indiana will make a visit as well. Thanks for being with us here today. The Kilmeade Show is next. It is AM 1160 WCCS, FM 101.1, minute and a half away from 10 o'clock.